I'm gonna just let him kill me, because I sort of deserve what I did. What's up, agents? Zero here. Welcome back to some more Rucoy Online. Now, I know today is Friday. I know today is supposed to be Evo Creo. However, I decided what I'm going to do from here on out is I'm going to be doing it every other week so that I can fit in random game Friday videos like this one, or just do another Minecraft video once every other week. So hopefully that's okay with some of you. Anyway, today we're on Rucoy Online, as I said, and I actually have something that I want to show you guys that I've been doing recently. Before I go ahead and get started, not this past week, but the week prior, I was basically on this game like for about an hour after all my videos went live, even though technically I wasn't actually making videos on this every day. Like, there are people that actually do that. But basically I want to show you guys what I've been working on as far as the server is concerned. If that makes any sense, probably doesn't. But basically I've been doing some experience grinding, I've been doing some money grinding, although admittedly I've been using up a whole ton of potions just to be able to do what it is I'm doing, where I'm doing it, if that makes any sense. So yeah, basically what I'm doing is I'm making my way through the Assassin's Maze, and by the way, I want to mention that if you're new to this game and you're gonna play it, don't go straight through here, because these assassins will definitely take you out if you're not careful, and if you're not strong enough. That too. So you need to be mindful of both of those. I actually happen to have the best armor that I can get for my particular level. So I should be fine. In fact, I know I'm fine for this particular area of the game. Now, I did do some research on some equipment since the last time I did a video. Obviously, I want to learn a lot more about the game and stuff that I can get. And I found out that there is apparently a way to get an item known as, I think it's either called Swift Boots or Speed Boots, one of the two, but either way, you equip it to your boot armor slot. I want to make my way through this area before I actually show you my inventory. So now we're actually in zombie territory, or pretty much anyway, and this is where I've been doing a lot of my work recently on the server. So let me go ahead and show you my armor set. I upgraded my backpack because people were selling. I have full iron gear, and these iron boots that I have, which are obviously different from Minecraft iron boots. I actually found out that you can equip a set of boots that increases your speed by, I don't know how much, but by a whole heck of a lot. And the reason why I have the backpacks in my inventory is because I'm actually selling them. I've been selling stuff. I have been selling a lot of potions recently. I just actually technically sell them for fairly cheap. Then again, they're the smallest ones because that's what mobs actually drop, if they can actually be called mobs. I know they're just enemies in this game, but you guys at least get the idea. So one thing about this graveyard that I haven't really discussed is you see these shields and you see these crossed swords on the ground. I wasn't entirely sure what was going on when I first got in here, so I did some research. Apparently, once you cross into at least the tiles that have the swords on, take a look up in the top right. Take a look at the top right. I have an icon that appears up here that, as you can tell, it's there, and now it's not. That's because once I entered this territory, I am in PvP territory, which is something I hadn't realized when I first came into this area, and I got absolutely destroyed. Because, well, people think I'm a noob, whereas the real reason as to me not being able to do well in here is strictly because I'm not very strong. It has nothing to do with I'm a noob. People are just kind of mean sometimes on this server. But yeah, so these zombies actually do damage to me if I have more than one surrounding me. And as you can tell, I'm also at level 90. I've been doing a lot of experience grinding in this area, and they do actually drop some pretty expensive materials. Well, not overly expensive, but it costs about 1,000 gold just to be able to sell them in the first place. So, yeah, you get quite a bit of money off of the stuff that they drop. And I did actually manage to get myself a steel glove, as you probably saw from one of the zombies. You saw me pick it up. And one thing I haven't actually mentioned about the whole PvP system is that you can only PvP if you have enough gold on your character while you're in PvP zone. And I think what I read is you have to have 150 gold times what level you are. So I'm not entirely sure how much gold I would need for me being level 90. It's pretty close to being needing like a 1,500, something along those lines. I'm not entirely sure. About 10 below that, whatever that is. I'm not exactly good at math. But if you take a look at my stats, I've only got 1,000 gold. That's because I feel it's safe to only to not actually attack any players, because if you attack players, then you actually get legitimately tagged as someone who's been doing PvP, and I might show that off, but it's going to be a huge risk for me to do, and I don't know how long it's going to take for it to happen in the first place. The one risk that you really need to be aware of if you're PvPing is, well, actually there's two risks that you need to be aware of. First off, if you're in the PvP area, whether you're able to PvP or not, any player is able to attack you. It doesn't matter who they are, what level they are, as long as they have the gold on them, they can attack you, even if you're not able to attack them back, which in my case, I don't have enough gold to be able to do that right now. And the second thing is, when you die, you actually lose quite a bit of gold that you have on you. So that's part of the reason why whenever I'm in this area, I have a tendency not to carry a whole lot of gold with me, because then that way, if somebody decides to attack me and they do in fact kill me, they're not gaining a whole heck of a lot out of killing me. I like to think that's actually a smart way to go about doing things. And again, if you guys play this game for yourself and you have a different opinion, well, that's completely up to you. I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise, and no one else should try to convince you otherwise. So yeah, so this is basically what I've been doing since the last time I did a video on it. I've been working on it, and there's actually one other area that I have gone to recently, and that's actually somewhere near the graveyard. It's actually a skeleton dungeon, and dungeons in this game, as you'd expect, are a lot different from dungeons in Minecraft. But you do have to be aware of enemies around you, obviously. Let me go ahead and have a potion. There we go. So skeletons, they actually come in 3 varieties. You're only going to see regular skeletons and archer skeletons on this floor. Once you go a floor further, you're going to encounter warrior skeletons, which they have swords. And one thing that I do know about these skeletons, regardless of the type, they do drop a lot of gold. I mean, they, in retrospect to what I've been experiencing recently, they drop around 90 to 110 gold, so it's not horrible, but obviously if you get a high enough level and you're strong enough, you can take on further areas, and then you'll be able to, okay, so that guy dropped 130, so that's a lot more than I thought was going to drop. Alright, that's fine. So once you reach a higher level, you can easily get, well, actually I shouldn't say easily, you can purchase at the shop armor and weapons accustomed to your level, and I actually had to basically reach 2 different points in the leveling system in order for me to get all the sets of armor and weapons that I actually need. If that makes any sense, probably doesn't, but if you play this game, you'll at least understand what I'm trying to get at. So yeah, this is the skeleton dungeon, as I mentioned. So you've been seeing the archer skeletons, and you've been seeing the regular skeletons, and hey, you actually dropped something I haven't actually seen any of you guys drop, like, ever. That's actually really useful. Alright, so let's see. What I picked up from that guy was a wand. So let me take a look at the stats of the wand, and would you go away? I'm checking my inventory right now, jerk. Alright, let's try this again. I have my current wand, which is actually called a priest wand. No idea why that is. It does 25 damage, and I saw you out of the corner of my screen. You guys are not helping me trying to figure things out in my inventory. Then again, I am trying to talk to people on video, so that kind of adds to it. So let's see. If I go back, and this does 27, so it's a little bit better than what I have, not too much. From personal experience, and also from reading online, all weapons, they start at the lowest when you buy them from the shop, and then they increase in 2 stages, and I think I got stage 2, because obviously I only got stage 1 from, actually buying it from the shop. So, what I'm actually looking for, what I have just now, it does 27 damage, and the maximum should do 29. And that's what I get from the regular skeletons. I should get an increased bow from the skeleton archers, and an increased sword from the skeleton warriors down a level. So that's actually relatively useful, but at the same time, the drops, as I've noticed, are extremely rare. I just happened to get lucky actually managing to get a weapon that I need, is all that really happened. So the entrance to the next layer of the skeleton dungeon is actually down in this bottom area down there. I just have to get there. I just have to fight off all these skeletons to get down there. That's the only thing. I think that much is fairly obvious. And why are you taking on an archer with a sword? I think that's counterintuitive to how you're supposed to fight them. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so this guy's preoccupied, so I should be fine, although that guy is definitely coming after me, and I've got another guy coming after me. So it's actually all the way to the right, as I mentioned. So if I go ahead and come over here, and I am going to obviously get attacked on my way over there. Something I don't think I've ever mentioned through me playing this game through, like, what, 3 videos or something that I've done this, that's including this one. They actually have, like, a range of, like, 4 squares for them to be able to see you. So, it's actually not that far, but I think you can reach a little bit further than that. I mean, obviously you can reach... Actually, no, I don't think you can reach further than that. So down here, we've got someone taking on skeleton warriors. And I'm going to go ahead... I don't think I really need to help him out, but I'm going to take on at least one of these skeleton warriors. And that guy just left, so I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble if I'm not careful here. I wasn't actually trying to stop that guy from what he was doing. I just wanted to take on a skeleton archer. Let's go, or actually I should say a skeleton warrior. And I just realized why I wasn't attacking him. It's because I was actually on my sword rather than my bow. I hadn't actually realized that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take you on. So let's go ahead and pull out my sword, because I think my sword does a little bit more damage, not too much. Actually, my wand should do the most amount of damage, but I do have to watch my mana. And now we've got a whole bunch of guys coming after me, because that guy decided to disappear. Wonderful. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. And let's start firing arrows. That should help. There we go. Alright. You know what? I'm going to try my best to get out of here, because granted, I could technically do okay down here. I'm not exactly comfortable with this many enemies. This is why I've been mainly focusing on working in the graveyard above ground. Actually, you know what? I have an idea. Let me make sure this guy isn't going to attack me first. Now, obviously, that means I have to take him out, because otherwise he's going to be a problem. Okay, so I'm going to go right here. Let's go ahead and use one of these teleport scrolls. This should take me back to town. And, yeah, there we go. Alright. So, what I'm actually going to do really quick is actually let me go this way and sell some of the gear that I have. And I did not mean to tap my, I want to tap in order to get in. That is one of the odd things about. So, yeah, you get... Okay, so iron legs sell for almost $2,000. That's actually not too bad. And you sell for almost $2,000 as well, so that's actually not too bad. So let me go ahead and do a little bit of math really quick. I'm going to pull up a calculator on my phone really quick, and I'll try to figure out exactly how much gold it is that I'm actually going to need in order to PvP. And I'll be right back, because I do want to show you guys the PvP aspect. I'm most likely going to end up dying, all things considered. But you know what? I'm doing this to benefit you guys, because I'm sure some of you would like to see this. So, give me a moment. I'm going to figure out how much gold I need. Actually, do I even have... Let's just switch. Withdraw. And let me just see, it's 150 times my base, so that's 13,500. So my 19,000 in my inventory right now is enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, head back to the graveyard, and I'm going to try to find someone to attack. I'm most likely going to end up finding someone of a higher level that's going to absolutely destroy me, all things considered. But I'm doing this because I know there's going to be some people who are going to want to see what PvP actually looks like. It's actually not too complicated. I mean, considering the fact that all I have to do to attack and move around is just tap the screen, it's really not hard to figure PvP out, but it's mainly dependent on how strong you are. So anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get back up there and show you guys what PvP looks like. So yeah, give me a moment. Okay, so I'm back in the graveyard, and let me go ahead and show you guys how to actually activate PvP mode. So the first thing you need to do is tap on this button right here. You can choose to, actually let me take care of some of these zombies that are surrounding me. So you can either tap on yes, which you can kill anyone. You can tap on cursed, which is you can only attack other people who have PvP enabled, which they will be shown to have a skull on their head, which you're going to see in just a moment. Or you can tap no, which means basically you don't want PvP. So if I tap on cursed, take a look at my icon at the top right. It shows the swords are now yellow, and I can turn that back off. So if I tap on yes this time, it's going to turn red. And that's literally all you need to know to activate PvP mode, apart from 150 gold times whatever your level happens to be. Now, I was going to test this on that guy that had appeared at the front of the graveyard, but he'd apparently decided to leave. He might have seen me, seen my level, and was a little bit scared. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to point any fingers in that particular direction, but that's what I would feel. I mean, I do sometimes get nervous when I see someone in a higher level in this area, because there are people that play this game that abuse the PvP section to attack anyone they come across. And I am not one of those people. I mean, I do try to take some people out every so often, but I don't straight up abuse the PvP system. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on. And if I can, I think what I'm going to do is, maybe I'm not going to be able to get that guy. So I was going to do like a little bit of suicide, if that makes any sense, to show you guys what this looks like. There's no one around. And I'm afraid to cut out the recording in case someone... Okay, someone did appear, and apparently he decided to leave me. I think that's the exact same person as before. And one thing to mention, once you leave through this section, you automatically disable PvP mode. So I actually have to re-enable it each and every time I walk through there, which is something that I actually often forget to do for whatever reason. I do want to watch out for this other guy. So just remember, it's the swords and beyond. If you're inside of the shields, you're at least safe. Actually, you know what? I think I could probably go into the skeleton dungeon and test this, because there's most likely going to be people down in there trying to farm skeletons, which not a bad thing. They do provide... Yeah, so this is what happens when you attack another player. You get this skull on your head, and I didn't even mean to tap on that higher level person. It was a complete accident, but this is what happens when you do that. So that's what happens. So now I have a skull on my head, and now I have to wait out the first of the two numbers off to the left of my skull, because that's how long it takes before the skull itself runs out. And I think this guy wants to get a revenge kill, which I don't blame him. I'm gonna let him kill me. I'm gonna just let him kill me, because I sort of deserve what I did. And something I should probably mention is that, yeah, I lost all that gold because of that. So let me go ahead and respawn. So that's the PvP system for you now. I actually have to re-enter the PvP section in order for me to get rid of the skull. And something I should probably mention is that this is actually something I made a mistake on once before. This is something I made a mistake on when I first saw the people in the skulls. I honestly thought that people who had the skulls were people that are able to move super fast, and because of the research I did on this game, that's not the case. As I mentioned earlier, you need to have the speed boots, swift boots, whatever they're technically called. I've yet to find them, and I know a place where you can get them as drops, but it's super dangerous. I went there once, and I got killed by the enemies instantaneously. It is PvP, but I got killed instantaneously by the enemies because I'm not strong enough in order to take them out. But that is the PvP system, and that's pretty much all I wanted to do for this episode. I'm going to try to maybe... Okay, so the guy has nothing in store. I'm always trying to check, like, other people's stores to see if they have anything decent, because I've still been wanting to find those swift boots, because I think that would actually be super useful to get. And no, you don't have anything. Okay. But yeah, I think this is actually a good place to go ahead and end off the video. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. One more, to make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Studios. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try and see, if possible, in between episodes to get rid of the skull, because honestly, it's cool looking, but that just makes me a big target. Well, I'm not definitely strong enough to take on much of anyone. And something I should probably mention, once you get down to let's see, do you have anything useful in your shop? No. So I know I just tried to do the outro, but one thing I want to mention is that if you get attacked and you have less than a minute left, it'll go back up to 1 full minute. It resets up to that high. So, me getting rid of the skull is going to be a bit of a hassle. I have a tactic I think works, but doesn't work 100% of the time. But, yeah, enough ranting. With that, I'll see you guys later.